Did you watch my videos in 2018? Because I almost died. It's just wild because like I post the dumbest shit. Like if something really bad would have happened to me from the events I'm about to tell you, these are the last things people would have seen from me. This is how I would have been remembered. Don't play me like I lose.
Click off the video now, Mom. You don't want to see it.
Guys! Someone just screamed daddy outside.
Today I'm dyeing my armpit hairs rainbow.
Oh, she passed away? Oh. All right.
And you know I would have been looking up from hell just like vibing with you. Something really bad almost happened to me. I had to outsmart a potential killer. I'm gonna tell you the time I was kidnapped. Look at my wall. Do you see how unstable I am? Let's go back in time. It is 2018. We've got a young Miles traveling to Oregon, a state which he is not from, and he does not know very well. He doesn't even know many things very well. Oregon is one of those things. So I was supposed to go to New York because I was supposed to do some YouTube thing. And so the week leading up to it, I was like, oh, I'm gonna like travel around since I have to go to New York. It's pre-COVID, we could just like live life, a concept. So I'm staying at a house that's right off of a main road in Portland. So as the young queer that I am, I get wind of a drag show happening somewhere in the state that I'm in. Where exactly? I don't need to know that. I don't need to know my surroundings. As a solo traveler in a random state, I'm just gonna type in this little address into my device and have someone from Uber take me there. I don't know what I'm wearing. It's something gay. I'm pretty sure I've got like my really big punk boots on. That was like the phase I was in at the time. So it's about 10 o'clock at night. I am standing solo and I'm waiting for my Uber. Now, what does Miles do in this situation? Does he A, look at his Uber app to see who's picking him up, what the name of the driver is, what kind of car is gonna pick him up in this foreign state to a random drag show in a location that he knows nothing about? Or is he just gonna call an Uber and then quickly swipe back to Instagram? If you guessed the dumb bitch option, you'd be correct. I just called an Uber and went on Instagram.
No.
So, I mean, the only thing that I know is I typed in the address to the drag show and a car is gonna be here in like 2 minutes, right? So sure enough, within 2 minutes, a car pulls up and stops right in front of me. A car. Is it the car? I don't know. So, the car just like comes up and it's a man and it's like a smaller, like older car. Miles isn't a car guy. I know colors though, so it's tan. And there's a man driving it and no one else is in the car. And that's just like Uber. Oh, so he rolls down his window. So, Dora, what happens next? Does Miles wait for the man to reach out to him saying, hey, are you Miles? Or does he go up to the man that has just rolled down his window and stopped in front of him and say, hey, are you the Uber for Miles? If you chose the dumbest option, could you be right? I walked up to this man at 10 o'clock at night in a random state. I just walked up and said, are you Uber for Miles? And he looks at me and said, yeah. And he unlocked his door and I got in the back seat and we drove away.
Yeah, here I am. Here we are. Yes!
What a cliffhanger ending. Will Miles realize this isn't his Uber? Who was that man driving the car? And will he ever make it to that drag show? Let's first get a word from our sponsors. Hello and welcome to my bedroom. I hurt my foot, do you know that? Do you know that? I have a nice flower on the big toe, look at it. This video is sponsored by Helix Sleep. I teamed up with them in like October. I have the receipts, October. You know I'm about to give you the real tea. They sent me a mattress, 2 pillows. My body has been slumbering upon the things they have to offer you. So everyone is different when it comes to sleeping and the people at Helix know that. So on their website, they have a sleep quiz that matches your body and your sleep preferences to get the perfect mattress for you. It's based on a lot of things like your sleep positions or how much firmness you prefer. Firmness. They literally have something for everyone. So I did the quiz myself. The size I wanted was a full. I was 5'5". I'm a back sleeper, which I know just sounds like incorrect. I was not created this way. I'm having to recover from things like top surgery and just having like severe cystic acne for years where like literally if my head touched the pillow, like it was game over. I would just be like in so much pain. I adapted. I can do that now. You want a soft feel, medium feel, firm feel? And if you're like me and you're like super indecisive, there's always a box to check during this quiz that says, I don't know. And they'll just figure it out for you. And based on my results, Helix matched me with their Midnight Lux mattress. Which, I know, sounds like the name of somebody I would be friends with. Correct. Midnight Lux definitely had a DeviantArt. It's really cool. This mattress specifically has won like a bunch of mattress awards. And the best part about the Helix mattress is it delivers to your door for free. It will come to you super easy and free. So where's the problem? It comes rolled up in a box and it's super easy to set up yourself. It was super easy to bring upstairs and just roll out. Also, if it makes you nervous to buy something that you haven't tried yet, Helix has a 100-night sleep trial, which I've never heard of before. So basically you could just sleep on this mattress for 3 months, and if you don't love it, you don't have to have it. They will pick it up for you and you'll get a full refund. You guys can click my link in the description box to get up to $200 off your mattress. Oh, and 2 free pillows. Can I just like hobble over here for a second? These are like amazing. These are like the nicest, like coldest pillows I've ever had. And I'm difficult too. But genuinely, not with Helix Sleep. It's been great. I've been having a great time. So again, thank you so much to Helix Sleep for sponsoring this video. If you guys want to get your own mattress, this is a whole option. This is a whole thing. Take the quiz, get up to $200 off, or sleep on it for 3 months and decide you don't like it, and then they'll just take it back. Thank you so much for sponsoring this video. Okay, back to the mayhem. Oh, do you like my hat, by the way? At this point, I mean, I sense no danger. There is nothing weird at all. I'm pretty sure I'm still on Instagram. I'm assuming we're going to the drag show. I'm ready to go to this drag show. I'm like so excited. No one knows where I am. No one knows what's going on. Like I could have just been like taken off the face of the earth. No one is waiting on me. You know what I'm saying? The only place that people know I am supposed to be is like, let's say on Friday. I'm supposed to be at that YouTube thing. People can account for me on Friday. Like if I don't show up to the airport, people are gonna be like, where's the dude? We've got Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. We got like a full like 6 or 7 days where I'm just doing whatever, wherever. No one knows what's going, so I'm in the car. He starts driving my idiot body down the street, and almost immediately, like we don't get towards the end of the block or anything, he swerves and like pulls into someone's driveway. And so I'm like looking around like, cause why are we doing that? He gets really sus and he's like not looking with his head, just like with his eyes through the rearview mirror. And he says,
someone's behind us. I'm gonna wait for them to pass.
I'm like, okay. I'm just kind of sitting there and we're sitting there like a little too long and he just like keeps looking with these like wild eyes at like this car. And he says,
they're not passing us.
So I'm like, what does it matter? Like, gotta get to the drag show. I get a little notification on my phone. Your Uber has arrived. I look. There's a little picture of a big white car, and I'm looking behind us, and there's a big white car. If I would have looked at who was supposed to be picking me up, I would have never gotten into this little car if it's supposed to be a big white car, but also I would have known that my Uber driver was supposed to be a woman. Like, oh, just a woman.
Clap if you've ever wanted to kill somebody.
I can't tell you the fear that just went through my entire body. I had gotten into someone's car. I had told them I was waiting for an Uber. They said they were my Uber. I had just been so oblivious. Also, I was just on my phone. Like if he hadn't have swerved off the road, like I would have just been blank staring at my phone. For how long? Until I would have thought, wow, is the drag show really this far? The story's not over yet. This guy is just like freaking out, like just looking like at the rearview mirror, and he's like,
they're not passing us.
2 things happen. I get full like panic, like I can't move, and like everything's dizzy, and like what strapped into this person's car? And I get very, very hyper aware, and so I'm looking at everything around me. I notice he has a Domino's hat, like a delivery worker Domino's hat on. I then realize I smell pizza. Like it just smells straight up like pizza. And I look over and he's got a Domino's carrier. So then I get really confused and I think, okay, so he thought he was delivering pizza to me and then I just got into his car? But then I'm like, no, he said that he was my Uber. Like I asked and he said yes, and I got in and we started driving away. I don't know what's what. My actual Uber driver is right there waiting for me, and this guy is super sussed out that someone can see us driving away. So he's like trying to wait for them to actually go away first. Like he doesn't want anyone to see this. I look over to the door and the lock is down. I don't know if he has child lock on. I don't know what's going on. All these things are going through my head, and my biggest fear is that if I just try that door handle and it's locked, that it's game over. Like I don't know what's going on, but clearly something is happening since this man said he was my Uber, but he's supposed to be delivering pizzas. Like, I don't know what's happening. This is all rushing through my head. He looks at me, again, not turning around, just like looking up at like the rearview mirror, and he goes,
I'm sorry about all this.
I'm sorry about all this. I don't know what that means. Like, I don't know what that means. My logic is I just need to act like I am in control. I know why I'm here. I got into this car. I know exactly what he's all about. And this is just great. I'm just gonna fake like I have just all the power right now. Because if I start freaking out, this dude's gonna get way freakier. And so he's like, I'm sorry. And I look up at him and I say, no problem, man.
She is so talented vocally.
I'm just vibing back here. You can take as long as you want. Take me back to your lair. I am so scared. I know the moment that he starts driving somewhere, it's game over. Also, I'm in those really big boots, so like I can't really run in those. This is not the outfit I would be wearing if I had to fight for my life right now. So I know my window of time is closing for us to be randomly parked and there be some sort of a witness, you know? So I just muster up any little amount of acting ability I have. Those 2 lines I said in that one Hulu series.
Have a weird knee thing? It's weird.
And 2 seasons of Guilty Party.
Are you okay?
I just start looking around aggressively and I go, oh my God, I forgot something. Is it okay if I just go run and grab it really quick? I'll be right back.
She is so beautiful. I've never seen a bad picture of her. That voice still sounds better than most girls out here.
But like really convincing. This guy did not want to do it. He was looking at the lady and looking at me and looking at her and looking at me and just goes,
Okay, yeah, sure.
just like that. Like I think 5 different terms that means that they agree. I remember the sound, like the doors unlocking, like he clicked unlock. I don't know if that's like for fact, like I was trapped back there. I just remember that sound of like the
Clap if you have anxiety.
and I unlocked my seatbelt and I opened the door and I really felt like I couldn't walk. Like I was in so much fear. I walked behind the back of the car. I stared at that license plate and I tried to memorize it as fast as I possibly could and as accurate as I possibly could. And I walked back down the street that he drove me up. And I was just like, if I start running, he's gonna chase after me. And I'm also in those huge boots, so like it will not be that accurate of a run, you know? I walk as slow as I possibly can. And I guess I could have called 911 at that point too and like have concealed it, but it was just like, everything was spinning. I'm walking back down the street and there's my Uber driver across from where I had been standing before and like the house I was staying in. And in my head, I'm like, I could just go in there and then I'll be safe. But he could just like break a window. Like I'm gonna have to fumble with my keys. I don't want him to know that's where I'm staying because I could have just like walked anywhere to get picked up by a ride share, you know? So I'm walking down and I go to my Uber driver. And immediately, I mean, she's like the nicest lady in the world. She's like, oh, Miles? Because she's my ride share. I get into her backseat and so the windows are like all tinted and I just like can't speak. Like I don't say anything to her. I am just like, she doesn't just start driving away because why would she? She's gotta check the map. She's gotta click all these things. Like she's got, you know, it's really my Uber. And then I literally could like cry just like thinking about this and like this image. Like in case we thought like, oh, maybe this wasn't something with like evil intentions. He ran up the street and stood exactly where he had picked me up. I don't know, when I was in the car with this man, he just seemed like I don't know, 28-year-old. He just seemed like kind of skittish and like nervous and like, I don't know, small. Like he didn't seem, I knew I was in danger because of the circumstances and he drove off with me. But he himself, if I saw him on the street, I wouldn't think he's dangerous. That changed. His entire body, his body language, his face, and just had his arms out and was just like looking everywhere and goes to the bushes that were like lining the home I was staying in and starts looking into the bushes like very violently. And the lady is like on her app, like doesn't notice this and he doesn't see me and doesn't even think to look at the car. He like thinks I'm hiding somewhere and like got away, violently like ripping through these bushes and then going around the house like past this porch to like see if I'm like ducking down and we drove off to the drag show.
But what I would suggest that you do is keep your wig on.
I mean, I couldn't go back. That's where I'm staying, right? So, like, I can't go back. So, like, yes, I went to the drag show. Yeah, I called the police, and the police were both like, oh, yeah. I wasn't aware of anything, right? Like, I didn't even know who was picking me up in my damn Uber. I didn't know that. Like, every place I had gone to, thrift shop, to eat at, like, random stoplights, all have signs and stickers talking about how you need to know the signs and stay safe because there are people that will take you. That will just take you. I really believe that this man was one of those people out to do something. I think the whole like Domino's hat and carrier and having a pizza was part of some sort of scam or ploy to look unassuming. Like, obviously you'd be driving around, obviously you'd be trying to talk to people, obviously you'd be getting close to people because you're trying to deliver this pizza, right? Like, I know where you work, it's so harmless, right? And then when my dumb ass, the fact that he said he was my Uber, the fact that he drove away with me, thinking I'm going to my destination, which he has no idea where my destination is. Him getting sussed out that there's another human being that's gonna see us drive away that he wants to avoid at all costs. And like, finally, like him chasing after me and looking through bushes to see where I went. I don't know what I fully avoided that night, but this was like beginning of 2018, so I definitely wouldn't have gone to Pride. So yeah, after that, I like just said no to everything that was going to take me from my home. I never went to the YouTube thing I was supposed to go to later that week. I went home. I said no to YouTube opportunities that would have taken me to New York, Australia, England. I really just dipped out from the world. I stopped doing stuff with people for a while. So, moral of the story, kids. Don't be stupid. Don't just assume everything is great. Check the license plate. Normal safety things that like my dumbass just didn't do because I was just careless and young and wanted to go to a damn drag show in the middle of nowhere. Saw the drag show though. That was great. Portland drag, very different. Very different. We loved it. That's it. That's all I have to say to your face. I think I said a lot. Comment down below. What do you think? I love you guys so much. Seriously. Buy my merch.
Miles!
Has good manners, and that's